Hi, I'm Corey with a K, future Dr. Grayson. I'm a biomedical engineer at Cornell University and a visiting scholar at Vanderbilt University, and my research focuses on prostate cancer.
Did you always know you wanted to be a scientist?
No, I had no idea.
Yeah. When did you have that moment?
But I knew I wanted to be a scientist probably when I started applying to college, and then when I got into my scholarship group, and we were all STEM majors, and when we had our APS, which was like a Wednesday meeting, every time we would have that, it was mostly med schools that would come and talk to us during that meeting we would have every Wednesday. So a lot of us were kind of being groomed to be doctors.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna take the MCAT and I'm gonna, be a doctor and treat people. And then I did a rotation with an OBGYN at EVMS, which is like Eastern Virginia Medical School in Norfolk. I did that for almost 2 years. I just realized, maybe this isn't for me.
Yeah. What was your stereotype of what a scientist was before becoming a scientist yourself?
That's a good question. To me, the stereotype of what a scientist was either a white man or a white woman. Actually, my chemistry teacher in high school was this young white woman who just had a baby. She was actually pretty cool. She kind of got me into chemistry and how excited she was about it and kind of kept us going. Even when we didn't understand things, she would take her time and just made sure that we understand how important it was and the applications that they could have in the future. And it wasn't I think until college when my G-Chem professor was this very authoritative and just confident Black woman who, again, just reinforced the importance of understanding chemistry, what that means in life and what that means in just everything that you do and how important it is. Matter of fact, she helped me get my research opportunity at the Naval Research Laboratory. And when I was in college, when I met my first PhDs, which were Black females. And then that's when I saw people who looked like me who had their PhDs in analytical chemistry or physical chemistry. So I'm a little bit biased against other sciences like biology and stuff like that. I think chemistry is the best, but. So those were the first time I think I was exposed to Black women scientists. But when I would go off and do research, all I saw was old white men at these positions and being professors. Now it's really changed. I have colleagues who have labs and they're from young to older, to Black, to white, to Hispanic, even Asian, just seeing all different kinds of professors, but not necessarily, I still don't see a lot of me.
Yeah.
So I don't see, although it's growing, a lot of Black women who are comfortable in their Blackness and recruiting other people of color into their labs. And it's not that we don't want to, it's just we're in a space where you're not well represented, so you don't feel like you can survive and thrive. Academia isn't the pathway that I would like to go down, but it would be nice to see more Black female professors and that are actually running research groups and being rock stars in the science space.
What did you go into grad school wanting to get out of it compared to what you're trying to get out of it now?
Right. Yep. So I think initially going into grad school, I don't know what I wanted out of it, to be honest. I just knew that I wanted to go into this space that was new and was innovative and was doing things that were helping people, but not necessarily on the medical side. It wasn't until I started talking more with my dad and finding out family members had this type of cancer, or prostate cancer, colon cancer, especially the men in my family. And then I wrote a grant with my PI to address health disparities within men, specifically African-American men who are diagnosed with prostate cancer. Didn't get the grant, but that actually fueled me to keep focusing on prostate cancer in my research. Along the way, I've learned some techniques and to help me reach to my conclusions and, kind of confirm or not confirm my hypothesis. But at the end of the day, I think it's just let me know that I can really do anything I put my mind to, even if I don't continue doing this research. And when I move on to a legislative space, I have the skills that a PhD has taught me to far as critical thinking skills, leadership skills, analysis, data analysis, and I can apply that to any job, any field that I want to work in.